Hello, I'm Jonah Clausen and welcome to Indie Game Reviews. Today we're checking out The Walk to the Rave. Spoilers ahead, developers, is all good intentions, let's go. The Walk to the Rave is a short Unity horror game primarily made for the developer to learn the game engine. I'll be keeping this in mind. You find yourself in a dark underground facility where you must find your way to a rave party happening nearby. But it's not going to be easy, as our main protagonist is heavily influenced by drugs. It's up to you to determine what's real and what's not. As for a Unity horror game, this game falls quite like the rest of them. Flashlight in dark hallways filled with crates and barrels. The perfect start for learning Unity. We've all been there. The controls are quite simple. You can walk around, no crouch, no jump, no sprint. You press the E key to interact with objects, just like you would in other games. So that feels pretty natural. The flashlight follows the player's head with a slight delay, probably due to the fact that the protagonist is pretty drugged up and gives a great feeling of not being in full control. Throughout the game, the protagonists will be talking to themselves. However, the text font and text transitions are quite difficult and confusing to read, making it a bit of a challenge. Adding a more readable font and maybe a background behind the text would probably fix this. The scares in the game are made pretty well, and the creepy atmosphere and limited vision makes a great creepy feeling. But the main antagonist, whatever that is shown quite too early, within the first 30 seconds of playing the game to be exact. So already at the beginning I knew what was in the tunnels with me. It did not look friendly, but I already knew what to expect. Having it only showing parts of it early in stages of the game helps build up a more horrifying feeling that you can later unleash on the player in one unforgettable jump scare. The audio in the game works well, just drop the piano scares. It's not 2012 anymore. Make a sound that would fit the scare more, like a monster would roar, a car would honk, or a human would shout. The graphics in the game are fine and works well for what the game is going for, especially if the game is just for learning. But there are too many asset duplicates, meaning it's pretty easy to get lost since all hallways looks the same. I got lost for a bit, trying to get back on my path, but all the identical props made it pretty hard to see where I was coming from. It helps with the creepiness of the game to feel lost, but art-wise, try making some landmarks, like the fuse box. Here are some tips. Don't show the monster right away. Build some tension. Much of the game felt like empty walking. Maybe add some creepy sound effects to fill in the gaps, like dripping water, scratches on the walls, or footsteps behind you. If you lower the flashlight a little bit, it would feel like you're holding the flashlight in your hands and not have it attached to your jaw. My favorite parts of the game. The vision makes it feel like I'm not in full control. The drug effect fades in and out, only for my head to feel clear, but only for it to return again. Walking forwards and sideways at the same time makes you walk faster. The protagonist told me I was being controlled. I were not. And last but not least, the ending. But I'm gonna save that for you, if you decide to play the game for yourself. Here are some of my least favorite parts of the game. There's lots of time to wander around, but without nothing really happening. The piano. The sound effect from the text makes it feel like I'm in the intro of a spy movie. And no one were behind me. And last but not least, the piano sound effect. Already said that? Well, I mean it. All in all, I do recommend trying this out for yourself, if it's for your own amusement or for recording content for your channel. The ending is worth the walk. I wish the developer good luck with future projects. That's all for this indie game. Be sure to follow the channel and I will see you in the next one. But until then, goodbye. It's up to you to distinguish. It's up to you to distinguish. Now it's up to you to distinguish. It's up to you to It's up to you to determine what's real and what's not.